Okay, good afternoon. This is Debbie Davis. This is July 2nd, 2025. Okay, so I just want to talk about, I've talked about the VA before, but I just want to talk about what happened just now. Okay, I've done videos in the past about this issue where I'm having issues with community care, and we know it has to do with Optum, and we've tried complaining about Optum to the VA, that we don't want Optum handling the community care at all anymore. It's community, and then again, community care, the whole point of being able to go to in the community is so you don't have to wait on a waiting list, because there were so many veterans dying on a waiting list. Okay, this happened under the first Trump administration, and he did this whole program, set up this whole program where we can request community care in the community if we are not getting proper care at the VA. Okay, so then I've been dealing with this since February, where I had a certain therapy that I've gotten approved, and I can't get it scheduled. They just won't schedule it. The first place to try to schedule it was Northwestern Chiropractic in Bloomington, and then I went over there to try to schedule it, and they said, oh no, we're no longer taking veterans. So Northwestern Chiropractic was in on it. I wouldn't recommend going there. They were completely rude to me and not willing to even work on me, so they shouldn't be vendors working with the veterans. Okay, and then they tried to set up this, so the second one they tried to set up was Imperial Chiropractic, and I get this phone call saying, okay, we're going to set you up with this new vendor. And then I go to try to call, and they said, oh, we don't have openings though until November. Okay, so that, what I'm saying is it completely negates the whole point of the community care. I've already been waiting since February. Okay, so I found a different vendor close to where that is working with the VA, and I just wanted to, I'm going to try to attempt to get seen there with community care. But I just went up and talked to this Nikki, who I know she's not a real employee. I already know she's CIA. Okay, I already know she is, and I've warned people in videos before that she is not a real VA personnel. She is CIA, and a lot of the people in physical therapy are too, on the third floor. Okay, so I just went up there, and I said, well, I have another vendor. And I said, well, the whole point of patient advocacy is if you're not getting the help that you're supposed to be getting with community care, then you're supposed to be able to go there to complain and say, well, whatever, they keep sending me to places that aren't working with veterans or have waiting lists. And so you're supposed to be able to be there to complain. And all they do here, because they're not real employees, Jonathan and her, they're actually work for the CIA. It's the Jonathan's in on it too. Okay. And all they did is refer me back to community care. Well, and so I'm going to call community care, and I'm just going to get the runaround again. Okay. Then on top of it, the other thing she did just now is right as I was leaving. Okay. So the other thing that's happening to me at the VA is that I had my really good primary doctor in Ramsey named Dr. June, Jun. She's a really nice Asian lady. She was transferred to a VA in California, and we all loved her, and she had a good nurse there, and they've completely gotten rid of her and all the nurses that were working with her that were good. Like, they've completely redone all the nurses and doctors over there, and I don't feel safe going there anymore. I've never been to my new primary, and I don't believe that I believe that the primary that they put in place is deep state, and I won't go to her as a primary. This new person, I already looked up, there's complaints about her and stuff online, and everything. I don't feel comfortable going there. And then out of nowhere, as I'm walking out of the VA, I get this random call, and Nikki's in cahoots with the primary doctor, okay, with my primary, who are all CIA. Okay, then I get this phone call from the Ramsey VA as I'm leaving here. Oh, we need to set up your annual. No, you don't. I don't need to go to you. I don't need to set up anything with you, because I won't trust this new doctor that you set me up with. And I said, no, I don't need an annual. Thank you very much. I don't need to go there. Okay? So I said no, and see, they're in cahoots. I'm telling you, this woman is CIA. Okay, so, you know, I don't just get random calls as I'm walking out of the VA from the Ramsey Clinic out of nowhere saying, unless they're in cahoots with each other, see? So, so the Ramsey Clinic now has CIA doctors and nurses infiltrated. This woman here, Nikki, is CIA working with them. So don't trust any of them. I would be very careful who you see at the Ramsey Clinic, because I noticed that all the ones that were there have been replaced. Okay, I don't feel safe going to the Ramsey Clinic right now, and I don't recommend any veterans going there. And the same thing was happening with Maplewood. They were being replaced. Okay, so we have real issues here with the VA. And then as you know, like months ago, I'll just explain this again too. Months ago I did a video here where when I walked in to the main office, there's this one office 1S, and it says patient charts or whatever, patient records. I saw all these cops coming out of there, and I thought they were in the, you know, it said patient records or whatever, patient charts, you know. I mean, and to me, they shouldn't have any access to anything like that, because they could be looking in all of our charts and getting this information to the Masons, because 90% of the police are Masons. And so they said that their offices are actually located in there now. Okay, right in like the patient records. Okay, that's what they were police in there, and they were like, oh no, our offices are here. This is where we do our charting. No, you're supposed to work at the security desk. You're not supposed to have any access to these type of things. Because if you remember, just a few months ago, there was a national security breach of all of our social security numbers shortly after this happened here. Okay, so, you know, a lot of people need to get in a lot of trouble, and it needs to start happening, because we are not safe as veterans. Our information is not safe. Our security numbers are not safe. Our doctors are not safe. Instead of getting care, we're afraid to go in to get care. Okay, this is a serious matter. It's not just affecting me, it's affecting all veterans.